Welcome to another Noob Buys TBOW episode, and I hope you're all well. The last episode, number 34, was all about learning solo raids at the Chambers of Xeric. Completed my first 10 solos in total and gradually improved, especially on running the mage hand and in all of the rooms beforehand. We got a couple of torn prayer scrolls and finally the good old ancient tablet to show for the effort. Sel's got a magic fang from Zulrah, which was the wrong unique, unfortunately. Finally had a decent master clue getting an anguish ornament kit, which was certainly an improvement on the caskets from the last few videos. In this episode we'll be continuing to focus on solo chambers, with the goal being to learn how to kill the melee hand efficiently in terms of learning the 4-to-1 cycle. I'll also be doing plenty of Zulrah for the final unique and some master clues in the meantime. Sit back and I hope you enjoy. Something I spoke about in a previous episode about buying a Scythe, and I didn't manage to pull together enough money to buy one, so the first time I've ever owned one. Uncharged at the moment, and luckily I got, that's the wrong one. There we go. 316,000 blood runes, which has all been from rune crafting, so I'm sure that stack is going to deplete pretty rapidly, but yeah, excited to use this thing. That was 93 rune crafting at the blood rune, so yeah, still a long way from 99, but creeping up now. At raids in the last episode, spent a fair bit of time and struggle as the Olm trying to get both the hands down, and the positive was getting the mage hand down quite consistently now, and not having too many problems with it. Just timing that first click, sometimes a bit difficult at the start to set the cycle up, but finding that once I get in the 3-to-0 cycle, I pretty much will stay in it until either the hand is dead or something unexpected happens. Of course you can splash from the far tile, and if that happens you're probably going to then tank a hit on the melee thumb, but hopefully it won't then smother you in acid, so it shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, mage hand is going well. One of my main raids targets for this episode is to understand and perform the 4-to-1 melee cycle more consistently and not to brute force the damage quite as much as before. I've had a lot more success in these next couple of raids compared to the previous few. As with the mage hand at the start, I've often been a tick too late or a tick too early when trying to run the head and then move to the safe spot. 26k points to start the video in the first solo raid, number 12 overall, but a white light as expected. And pure essence, thank you very much. Another milestone at Zulrah. I'll just keep you updated with the total KC here. And that def would mean 1700 KC for the Spirit Seed. Yeah, lovely rare drop there. I did study how to react to certain Olm attacks and exactly when to move, and yes, the first melee hit at the thumb is kind of the important one, and to watch what happens next after that one. Here I did manage to set it up and perform the cycle properly and take considerably less damage than before, so that's a big positive. One rune-like plugin that helps quite a lot with this is the tile indicator. So you'll click a tile on the ground, it'll highlight, and the moment it stops highlighting, you know you are then on the tile, and then you can click away, which is what you've got to do in this case. So fire the hit, quickly click away, know I'm on the tile, and click back again, and end the cycle. And that click there too is the one we've been mistiming quite a lot, so yes, definitely improving on that. And yes, nice and smooth, won't forget about the burn anyway. And yeah, good timing again. And yeah, suddenly it looks a lot easier than before. Yeah, that was another Olm down, and that one was by far the best one we've had so far in terms of supply usage. It only used, I think, 2 doses of brew from the ground in total, so could have almost done it without having to suicide supplies, but yeah, big positive that one. A few times I've been taking 2 auto attacks in this position as well, and not switching to a 3-to-1, which is what I did in this clip, and got it right. So one attack there, and another one, and one more, and move, and then boom, now in the 4-to-1 cycle again. And then you'll know if you're in the cycle because there will be a nice blank event there, which there was. I chose a rather unfortunate time to overload in that raid, pretty much suicided for a second time. But there was a surprise coming my way. Well, there we go. I did not expect that. That was the raid I died on as well. I didn't even forgot to hide the chat box. There it is, the first solo purple on the account. It is Dexterous Prayer Skull, very humble. 17k points. So yeah, scuff. Hang on, scuff equals stuff, I guess. So I was so sure I wasn't going to get a purple there. Yeah, I didn't even, as I said, bother to hide the box. But let's collect that beautiful thing. Yes, I'll loot to 13.6k for a dex. Well, I got mine for about, I think, 45 mil a few months ago, or more than a few months ago, I should say. But yeah, there it is, my first ever purple from the Chambers of Xeric. Well, so there's a bit of shock, to be honest. That was 14 solos in the end, and the raid before that, the one I showed some clips on, that was by far the best Olm that we've had so far. And yeah, managed to get the 4-1 melee hand down pretty well, and then the last one I kind of had it going okay, and then decided to overload at the wrong time, and died to a acid walk, or attempted acid walk, and then a teleport at the same time, but it only ended up with 17.5k points, but that was all I needed to say the dexterous prayer scroll. At least it wasn't an arcane. But yeah, delighted about that, and it feels very good after spending a week or so kind of having a fair bit of trouble with Olm, but yeah, I went back over a few videos, and I think I've got the hang of it pretty well now, so hopefully the deathless solos can start soon, or I can at least start attempting some anyway. With that purple chest, there remains just one goal in the series, and kind of iconic, to be honest. We started the series at Zulrah, and it looks like we're going to finish it here too. The Serpentine Visage is the one that we need. I'm going to do a mixture of TBOW only and also some mage and range as well, just to practice a bit of my switching. So yeah, let's see how long it takes. We've done about 1,100 kills or so far in the series, and got plenty of the other uniques, but no Serp Visage yet. Got a couple of pets, got the jar as well, no mutagens either. So yes, let's see if we can get something new. And yes, orange text, uncut onyx, another one that is the 4th one of the series, I think. So we hit the table, we were close, but failed to roll the 1 in 4 correctly, unfortunately. That would have been the Dex and the Serpentine Visage in one day if we'd have rolled the correct number on that 1 in 1 280. Not going to complain, very enjoyable night of PVM. We'll be back to Zulrah tomorrow, aiming for that last drop. Just over 50 kills done tonight, about 6.29 mil according to the loot tracker, and that's including the onyx at 1.48 mil, and then the scales just 127 each, and then the other drops like pure essence, grapes, and snakeskin don't exactly add a huge amount to the profit, and even the coconuts, remember when those were worth quite a bit, now just 860 each, which is, yeah, it's not great, is it? In terms of using mage and range, I actually prefer it, to be honest. The TBOW is kind of quite chill, but you do get some pretty slow kills with it sometimes, and all these kills are kind of quite consistently between the kind of 115 and 145 mark, and yeah, it's good practice too, switching between, well, 9-way for mage and 8-way for range. Got a master casket to finish the day at the good old mossy rock steps, so yeah, let's see what we get. And we got all that trolled me for a second. Road bottom, for a second I thought that might have been 3rd age or druidic, but isn't. Road bottom of darkness, I think I've got that one already, but 191k overall. Little easy and medium clue. I'm still doing Karam 1 fishing during the day just to get the easy and mediums to turn into Watson, but I got a couple there already. Haven't done a elite for a while either from the Chambers or Zulrah, so might as well just do them at the end of the day. And Iron Plate Body T, 106k, not bad. And 3.9k. Another 50 kills done at the snake, and that brings up 1,800 overall KC. Kills are very smooth with the range and mage setup, and very consistent times, and pretty much never have to go through any Jad phases either. More orange text, and the right orange text this time. There it was, the Serpentine Visage from Zulrah, the final regular unique. That is the last drop required from Zulrah. The goal at the start was to get all of the standard uniques plus either the pet, the jar, or a mutagen, and I got 2 pets and a jar, so yeah, 3 of those rarer rolls. And yes, just looks beautiful on the ground, and yeah, got to jump for joy as that is the final drop needed for the series. The final master casket of the episode, done a ton of these in this series, so let's see what we finish with. 132k, not so good, but yeah, thoroughly enjoyed doing all the masters alongside the bossing, and got ourselves some 3rd age, which was one of the goals of the series. That was episode 20, I think, but yeah, very good. It was quite iconic that the first boss we killed for the series was also the last one, and also lovely to have this snakeling following me as a happy reminder of finishing the series at Zulrah. I have to say I'm glad that I got Hydra done first, as I actually really enjoyed grinding that final drop, and will probably never be done with Zulrah completely since there are still 2 mutagens to hunt in the future. 2 drops were needed before the video began, and both were obtained successfully. The first was the Dexterous Prayer Scroll from the solo Chambers of Xeric, and that was my first ever purple on the account at 30 kill counts overall, but 14th solo, so fairly lucky I'd say, as I've seen some very depressing raids collection logs out there with no items at all in 3-figure kill counts. The Serpentine Visage, a 1 in 5/12 chance overall, was always going to come sooner rather than later, and Zulrah did deliver eventually. Since the series began, I've done over 1,000 Zulrah kills, so that one was technically over double the drop rate, but I'm by no means complaining as I got 2 pets along the way, along with plenty of other uniques and even the Jar of Swamp. In terms of skill progress in this episode, a lot of positives on the melee hand of the Great Olm, and I feel much better about the 4-to-1 cycle than I did in the last video. It will obviously take a fair bit of practice to perfect and do consistently, but I know what it looks like now anyway for myself. I'm not quite ready to attempt non-suicide runs yet, but I'm almost there and just need to cut out a few more mistakes that are costing me heavy amounts of supplies. Acid is still my nightmare, to be honest. So the series does come to a satisfying close as we ticked off the final 2 drops required. The Noob PVMer who bought a TBOW is, well, still a noob, but not quite as much as before. Don't worry, this isn't the final part or the final few minutes. There will be 2 evaluation videos where I look back at all the progress from start to finish and detail exactly how much KC or clues it took to get all of the drops that are targeted at the start of the series since buying the Twisted Bow. I'll also organise my bank and compare it to where we began back in 2020. Those 2 videos will be released over the next couple of weeks. As for what's after that, I do have plans and will bring them to you closer to the time. Otherwise, that will be goodbye from me, so thank you very much for watching as always, and I will see you in the next few videos.